Well, as we roll our way here into the middle of the week, we've been rolling our way slowly into what has been a heat wave already well in place across the western portions of the United States. That has been staying mainly west of the divide, but that's now going to break here east of the divide into our region, where we're starting to see here as we head into our Wednesday. Morning low still near normal, but we start to bring that high temperature above that average, and we're even going to have the potential of nearing these record high temperatures starting as early as about Friday for the region. Now, this is a July heat wave, so take those precautions, as the heat wave is meaning that we have at least several days where we're going to be underneath that very warm sunshine. Although we may not have as much humidity as some regions do, we still have those concerns that this heat can cause exhaustion on our body, as it has to work harder to keep our bodies cool. So make sure you're staying hydrated, checking on neighbors, listening to your body, taking breaks out of that sunshine will need to be taken into place here all the way into our weekend forecast. And speaking of the weekend, note that we will talk about some storms returning into the weekend forecast, but for the time being, we're really going to stay underneath very warm and dry conditions, which that does bring those fire concerns. As we were mentioning even yesterday, we're talking about those drought concerns. As the drought, it continues to show the index increasing with drier and drier soils. We even have severe drought across the local Cheyenne area, with even much of the region starting to fill into more abnormally dry weather conditions. Now, the one factor that is keeping us away from some of those red flag warnings is that winds aren't overall blustery. We do keep those wind gust potential even over the next 5 days under 20 miles per hour. But still, with how warm and how dry we are, even a small flame could still spread with any type of wind. So do make sure that you know burn permits, and that if you are burning, that you are doing it safely, as we'll continue to see this heat continue to increase here through the week. As our Wednesday, again, still generally a near normal day, but that warm sunshine continues to take over the forecast, where high temperatures are at least heading into those mid 80s, and then we starting to stack up some of those 90s, which most of this region, this is a typical July day. But as we head into our Thursday, this is where we start to talk about more of that hot summer feel, where we even get triple digits possible up through Douglas, Scottsbluff at 101. We even see Medicine Bow at 93 degrees. And Thursday is going to be that first day where we stack up some of those triple digits, where we'll start to talk about nearing some of those records, as records for especially the local Cheyenne area say anywhere from those mid 90s to those triple digits. We have to get more into those triple digits for areas like Scottsbluff and Douglas to break records, but it's a possibility, especially as we roll into the weekend, as we continue to see that the daily heat is building in with not a lot to trigger any change. So again, concerns with records, they're possible, and that heat exhaustion through the weekend forecast. We even still see that 90-degree weather could carry us into next week, but what we'll see that is going to start to try to cool our environment, it will be the return to some of those thunderstorm chances.